Hi, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Kerrigan and Company. I'm so glad that you can be with us. This is a really special edition for a number of reasons, not the least of which is the person who's keeping me company. Renowned psychic medium Candace Dalton is with me. And Candace, it's great to have you. You have been here before as a guest.
Yes, and I'm excited to co-host with you today.
I was so excited to have you come back and to be a part of it. And what's really cool and fun is that you were willing to open up a contest for one of our lucky listeners, watchers, to come in for a reading during this podcast. So we have a winner, and we're not going to share the name right now, but we have a winner. Woo-hoo. And she's going to be here a little bit later, and you're going to read her here.
I'm so excited because it's always so fun to see who comes in, and I bet you she'll be saying, I'm really nervous right now, and we'll see what happens. So.
Well, I'm excited for her because I think it's just it's just such a cool thing, and I know how great you are at what you do. I've seen it firsthand. And, I follow you on social media. And if you don't follow her, by the way, you should. I get more inspiration from you some days, just saying, hey, the world is okay. You're okay. Thanks. And I appreciate that more than you can even imagine.
Thank you.
I really, really do.
Yeah.
You were here before, though. And Sherry Spears was here. And Sherry had never met a psychic medium before, and you blew her away with some of the things that you said about her grandmother.
Yes, and her grandmother was coming through really strong, and it was funny watching her face because her eyes just kept getting bigger, and I think she was backing away from the microphone too, and just seeing her reaction was really priceless.
Yeah, it really was, so it was terrific, and we would invite anybody to go back. That's episode 50 if you'd like to see it. It was really terrific. Let's talk about what is a psychic medium, because I don't think I even realized this, Candace, until you started to talk about it. You don't necessarily see what's going to happen to me next year, but you can talk to my dear friends and relatives who have passed on.
Yes. So as a medium, I'm able to connect to the other side, bring through messages, validations, bring through your loved ones. I ask them so many different things, like bring through your name, your personality. I want it to shine through me so your loved ones can actually feel you, and give me things that only you and your loved ones really know, and also give them the messages that they really need to hear. And so with the psychic side, yes, that does come part of it, where I can just look at somebody and be like, well, you're pregnant. They're like, no, I'm not. And I get an email, like a week later. They're like, oh my God, I'm 6 weeks pregnant. So those things will come in for sure. I've definitely had many different psychic visions before, but it's more so that I connect in with spirit.
Sure.
And that
absolutely.
would be my forte.
So let's talk about it. When did it start and how did it start? It had to have been a little frightening.
It was scary. So when I was little, I always knew things before they happened, but I didn't know that I was a medium. I just thought I was a really good guesser. And so when I was 7 years old, my Auntie Pam passed away, which is my mom's sister. And when she got to the other side, I was hearing things, information that a 7-year-old really shouldn't know. My aunt's passing was unexpected, so we weren't sure what happened. And I would get this information, tell my mom, and she'd be like, how do you know this? Are you listening to my phone calls? So I just kind of kept it under wraps. I had so much anxiety and panic attacks about death and dying. So if I thought about it, it would send me into a total tailspin. So it was very scary as a kid. And then I kind of shoved it away for the next couple years. And then when I was 9 years old, I found out that it runs through my family. My Aunt Maureen has it, Maureen Hancock. A lot of people know her, a.k.a. Auntie Bev, if you've seen her videos. We'll talk about that later. And so, yeah, and then it really started to come in full force after my cousin Sean died when I was 14. So, it's been one step after the next with this, but that was definitely the time that I first felt it was around 7 years old.
I've had experiences with mediums in the past by virtue of what I did for a living for a long time. So I would interview them for Fox 25 a lot. I interviewed them for different television shows that I was involved in. Some of them would say, no reading when I'm with you because I shut that off unless I want to open it up. Because if I don't, I can't live my life. Do you have that same experience? Can you put yourself in a box and shut it off?
Totally. I have to I have to shut down or else I will experience the panic attacks and the anxiety attacks because there's so much energy flowing through me. So, but I mean, a good edible at night always helps too. So
I'm sure that's probably true.
you got to do what you got to do when you talk to the dead, you know? So that's how I shut
I would
off.
invite you to do whatever you need to do.
That definitely helps, but I have days that I'm on, days that I'm off.
Yeah.
And I make sure to have some days in between readings so that I can decompress the next day, gear up for the next time, and have the best energy.
Candace, do you see dead people? I mean, can you look out here and do you see dead people?
What's the guy's name in the hockey that died? No. I don't see them just walking around. I would lose my mind. But I can see quick visions out of my peripherals where I think someone's right there.
Yes.
Again, people think they're crazy. They're like, did I just see that out of the corner of my eye? But for me, it's when I'm actually connecting in, I'm seeing visions and impressions in my mind from them. So it's almost like you're on a phone call and someone's telling you directions. You're already kind of mapping it out in your head. And so that's what they're doing with me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have talked to other mediums who have said that really everyone has this ability. It's just that some, like yourself, can tap into it more readily. Do you think that's true?
Absolutely. We're all energy beings. Every single one of us, we hone into energy. We're born with intuition. But I do think that some are just more heightened than others. Some people here you meet and you're like, okay, you're an old soul. Like you're beyond your years. Then there's others who are like, oh gosh, hellion.
Right.
So
first time around.
Yeah. I always say it's kind of like Tom Brady. Tom Brady and I can both throw a football, but he's way better because he's put time and energy and effort and has been consistent with it. So I think anybody who taps into it has to be open. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe on the other side with the other side. And then you have to continually practice to kind of gain that energy.
Are you scared sometimes?
When I was little, yes. My fiance, Londo's scared. So I'll tell him the next day, like, I woke up and I saw this person standing over me. So these are the times that I'll see figures.
Yes.
And I said, and I just like got up and went to the bathroom. And he's like, and you left me there. And I'm bad. So he's very open to it, loves it. But yeah, I don't get scared because I just know that I'm protected and I have, good intentions.
Do you know bad things?
I have felt bad things before, yes. Premonitions. The year before the Boston Marathon bombings, I was at a Red Sox game. And I was totally fine. Everything was going well. And then all of a sudden, I got just this awful, overwhelming feeling that I felt like something was going to explode. So then I go to revert back to my anxiety. Is this because of 9/11? Is this why I'm nervous? Because there's a huge crowd. And it's Marathon Monday. There's like 1 million people, in the city. So I left the Red Sox game in the middle of it. I had to leave. And I got into the green line, and I had a panic attack, and I projectile vomited. And I was like, I'm not drunk, I swear. If only they knew. And then a year later is when it happened.
Wow.
So, yeah, I've had those things. I've had moments where I remember getting Reiki done, and I had just this anxiety in my stomach. And all of a sudden, my dad popped in my head. I'm like, Candace, this is crazy. Nothing's wrong with Dad. He's fine.
Yeah.
Finished off the Reiki. And the minute I got done, I usually just chill. But I jumped up, grabbed my phone. I had a missed call from my mom. And I called her back. And I said, what's wrong with Dad? She goes, how do you know? Who told you? And I said, I just had this bad feeling. She said, we're at the hospital right now. He has abdominal pain. Ugh. And it ended up being a gallbladder that he needed out. But it was just instant. And I know a lot of people have experienced that too, where you just know.
Right. Well, I think maybe not as frequently as you do. I think it's probably different. When people present themselves to you from the other side, I think this is a question that a lot of people wonder. Are people on the other side as they were when they left us? Are they younger? What are they?
Such a good question. I will get a variety. So I will see, say, a baby. They would have been maybe 21 now, but they'll present themselves as a baby to me. Or I will see somebody who's 21. I keep seeing this, young female, and I'm like, do you understand of a young 21-year-old female? And they're like, no. And I'm like, has it been 21 years since they're passing? Yes.
Okay.
So they will show that. I will see also spirit in their best of times. So
Right.
when they were like really good, and
Right.
that's how I see them.
Right. Because if I would be fortunate enough to live to 100, I do not want to be on the other side looking 100.
Exactly. Totally. So they will come back to their younger years,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's neat to see.
Has your ability to speak to those who have passed on settled you in the idea of death?
Yes. I had, like I said, panic attacks about death as a kid,
Yeah.
where my throat would close up. We'd have to call 911 to get them to kind of like get me
Right.
to chill out. And so I think when my cousin Sean died, I was okay, because I was like, if I die, he'll be there waiting for me.
Right.
And then I've lost so many people since, from every scenario possible. And just also the readings I've done over the years has been, it blows my mind that I'm like, there's just no... How do you not believe?
Yeah. So for you, and I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but for you, I think you envision life after death.
Yeah, totally.
It's just not here.
Yes.
It's somewhere else.
This is just the earth school. It's the earth journey. We evolve as spirits. I don't know why pain has to be involved, but I think that if this was a perfect world, we wouldn't learn and grow and learn to navigate together. And I think it's a physical experience while we're here. So it's definitely I'd say this world is not for everyone. It's hard. A lot of people have a really hard time here. And I understand, why people, go to the extremes of leaving this earth. So it's, I don't fear death. I mean, I don't want to die right now, but
Right.
I always say if I were to die, I'd rather die saving somebody.
Yeah. So tell me about one of the craziest readings that you can think of.
One of the
I would
craziest.
imagine there's a lot of them, right?
I know, there's so many different ones. This one always pops in my mind. When I was just starting off doing readings, private readings, wasn't even doing groups yet. There was a man and a woman there, and their son passed away. And the son was so strong. He kept showing me, like, there was a shed out back, and his motorcycle was back there. I think it was the dad's motorcycle. I said, they stole it. He's showing me this. And it was so on point. And at the very end, he said, my dad, he has to get his heart checked out. And I was like, oh, God, like, that doesn't seem, I like to give light messages.
Right.
So I looked at them. I said, listen, don't panic. I said, your son keeps on showing me your heart. Just go get it checked out. So I get an email a month later, and the wife said, Candace, I just want to let you know I dragged my husband to the hospital like 2 days later because I just couldn't sleep on it.
Right.
And brought him in, and they brought him immediately into surgery for a quadruple bypass. And they said that if he was not in here within 30 days, he would have died.
Yeah.
So that's always stands out to me.
Yeah.
And I was
Absolutely.
like, okay, if it can be things that I can help, fix, cool, but don't tell me if I can't fix it.
Right.
Kind of like the Boston Marathon bombings. That scared me.
Right. Did not stop that.
Yeah. But yeah, so many different readings I've had from, celebrities have come forward to, just the everyday person. I've had people from 9/11 come forward. I know just really cool readings. There was also a dad that recently came through for a mother and daughter. And I looked at the daughter and I just said, you're pregnant. She goes, no, I'm trying though. And she got really upset, really so sad. And I said, don't stress. Like, I think you need to go pee on a stick right after this. And the next day she sent me an email with 4 positive pregnancy tests she had been trying for so long. And I said, he's sending you a boy.
Yeah.
And she sent me a picture of him a year later and said, it'll always be part of their story.
Oh, that's so great. That's
cool.
so great. Well, I'm excited that you're going to read someone here.
I know.
Which is really great. Is there anyone here right now? How are we doing?
I know. I was driving. I've learned that trying to connect with spirit while you're driving through Boston traffic is like really kind of hard.
Smart.
Yeah. So, no, I was just trying to call in all the energies. When there's so much energy and we're at TD Garden.
Right.
It's like I try to really limit it.
Right.
I feel like I'm trying to be in an elevator with nobody on it right now.
Absolutely.
So we'll see who comes in.
Okay, terrific. Well, we're excited about it. Thank you again for doing this.
Yeah.
We're so glad that you did. I just am so fascinated by what it is you do. I believe wholeheartedly. I know there are people who do not.
True.
And I think that's their loss, quite frankly. I
like
really
that.
do. Yeah, I really do, because I think you've really missed something in the world. I really do.
Thank you.
So, and I think you're really good at it. So I'm very excited. So our contest winner will be here in a while, so we'll chat with her. But in the meantime, we're going to dish a little gossip.
I love a little gossip.
Yeah, a little Hollywood gossip.
Tell me
I don't
about
know how you feel about it, but
I love Hollywood gossip.
And who knows? Maybe a celebrity will come through for us right in the middle
You
of all
never
of
know.
that.
Give us the tea.
Candace Dalton is here with me, and when we come back again, we're going to dish a little tea. Yeah, we'll be serving the tea, baby. This is Kerrigan and Company.